Welcome back everybody, this is Awais back with another video on Bootstrap. Today we are going to create this full-fledged responsive web page, which is basically an image gallery. So let me give you a tour of this web page. That's what we're going to build in this video. So if I just decrease the size, so I have 3 columns for the images right now, and if I just decrease the size and I get 2 columns, and then we stay at 2 columns, and if we make it to mobile version of site, and there you go, we got 1 column. And now once we hit that 1 column or tablet versions, our menu bar changed, but our logo stays the same and our menu bar changed. So if I click on this button, I get this nice pop-up to show me all the links available into web page. So let's just increase this back to desktop. And this is a complete responsive website. That's what we're going to be building. So yeah, let's get started. So right now I have this index.html file. I have CSS folder which has 2 files, bootstrap.css, style.css. In a script we have jQuery, which we have here attached here. We have the bootstrap.js file. So if you're not sure what are these files, make sure you check out the first videos of this series so you get an understanding what's going on here. Now let's start with the navigation bar first. So we're gonna open a nav tag and we're gonna give a class of navbar and then navbar dash default navbar. And if we want to fix it to the top, then we can add another class here, navbar fixed top. And let's just come down here, close it, and then we are going to add a container now. So let's just use a div, and class is going to be container, and then inside that container we're going to add stuff to it. Inside that container, let's add another div, give a class of navbar dash header. This is going to be navigation bar header, and let's just come down, and inside that, first of all, let's create a responsive navigation bar. So for that we need to create a button. So once we change our browser size, then we should see this button, so we could see the navigation bar. Now it's a button, give it a type of button, and then give a class of navbar dash toggle, and then collapsed. I'm pretty sure I read this right spelling. And then add data dash toggle is equal to, add quotation, collapse, data target, and is equal to, we are going to use the class name, let's just say menu item. So add hash because we're gonna add the ID to those things. So add hash so we can name it menu items. And after that, all you need to do is area dash expanded. We're gonna go back, expanded, and set it to false. And there you go, we got the button done. And now inside the after the button, we add a span and class. First of all, the class is going to be SR only, and then we are going to just let's just say toggle navigation. It's not gonna appear, it's just going to show if there's something happened. Button doesn't disappear, button doesn't appear, so that's what's gonna show. Span class, and then we are going to use the class inside our bootstrap, which is a icon bar. So there's going to be 1 icon, and let's just finish that, and span again, class icon bar. I could copy and paste these, but let's just do it. So icon bar span. Okay, so we got that, and now we're gonna close the button tag. So inside the button, then let's save the file. Now after the button, we can add the brand image to our navigation bar as well. So for that, we can start an anchor tag, give a class of navbar dash brand, and then let's just start href. We don't want it to take us anywhere for now, so let's just add hash here. And then inside our anchor tag, let's use the image tag and give a source, and I'm gonna type assets, that's our folder there, slash, and this is the brand image we have. Let's select that and make sure you type the extension as well. And I'm not sure what was the extension, so we'll just go control space here, and here we should see our brand image. So that's a png file, .png, right? And for the width and height, I can actually apply the XML CSS file, but for now we just give it a width of 30 and height of 30 as well. And then alternative text, let's just say image gallery, and let's just close the anchor tag. Let's save the file. Now let's just make sure that we got it right, so I'm going to make sure to save the file, and I'm just gonna look at it into the browser. So that's what we have so far. So this is the navigation brand image there. We need to add few items here, so now let's just do that. I'm going to open Visual Studio Code again, and then after that, this navigation bar header tag, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start adding some links to it. So let's come out from the div tag. So this is one div tag. I'm gonna come out from the navigation bar header, and let's just start another div and give a class of, and the class is going to be collapse space, and there's going to navbar dash collapse, and I'm gonna give an ID as well, because we need to collapse that one once over hit the particular browser size. So we added the navigation ID was like menu item, that's the target data, so this is going to be that. Let's just add that. So let's just type menu item, and then after this we just close this, and let's just close the div tag. So inside the div tag now, I'm going to start adding unordered list. So let's just open unordered list, give it a class of navbar dash nav. Okay, and inside our unordered list, we are going to add list items. So the first list item we can add in an anchor tag, because we're gonna apply the links to it. If you want to add a few different pages, so you can add the link to it. So I'll just show you, add an anchor tag, give it href. Href is like just empty, so I type hash sign because I don't want it to take us anywhere. And then just type the name of your link, so portfolio, close this, and I'm going to copy this 1 2 3 4 times, and this is going to be 4 links. So let's just change the text here. So let's just make it let's just say skills, that's our markup says, so we will just add that, and projects, and then here we are going to add contact as well. So we could use the jQuery later on to, you know, in a single page website. So if I click on this link, it will take me to the particular section of the page. Now we got the links done. Let's just save the file. We'll refresh the page, and let's see if we have those links. As you can see, we got those links there. If I open get Bootstrap website, and we will see we have some different kinds of links as well. So if we go to components and we go to navbar, navigation bar here, and here we have these buttons here, so we can actually customize those buttons by targeting these classes. So we have this navbar dash button, or we can target this navbar text. So we go back to Visual Studio Code. So to customize this, you need to apply the styling to this class. So we can target this class into our style.css, which is our own styling sheet. Now after the navigation is done, let's go to the next step. Now we will add another div tag, So let's just get out from the navigation tag here, and then we are going to div, and class is going to be container because we're going to create another container here. And then let's just, oops, we need to go inside that, and here we're going to add another div tag. Class is going to be jumbotron, and let's just come down and let's just save the file, and I'm gonna look at it now. So let's just go to the page, let's refresh the page, and there you go. So we got the jumbotron done. So now inside the jumbotron we are going to add few components here. So let's come down here, and inside the jumbotron we can just add, let's just say for now to demonstrate that I'll add the h1 tag, and I will just say image gallery. Let's just save it, let's open the browser, let's refresh the page, and there you go. Now let's just inspect this element. I'm gonna right click on the Chrome browser, and right now basically our navigation bar is fixed to the top, and we need a bit of spacing between jumbotron and our navigation bar. So to do that we're gonna go back, and I'm going to delete this fixed to the top for now. We'll fix this later. So let's just save the file, I'm gonna go to the browser, and let's just refresh the page, and there we go, we got a jumbotron and we got a nice spacing there as well. Now let's go back to Visual Studio Code and just add another paragraph tag, and we can say these are my collection of images. Let's save the file, and let's just open the gallery, open the web page, and there you go, we got the p tag there as well. Now we're going to start working on a grid system to add images. So I'm going to go back to Visual Studio Code, and inside the assets, as you can see, I have a few images here. That's what we're going to use to build our image gallery. Now for that, let's go back to index.html. I'm going to close the JPG file. Now let's go to a container, and after the jumbotron div, I'm gonna start with adding a row to it. So remember, as I've explained to you guys, that every row, every column needs to be inside the row, and every row needs to be inside the container. So let's open the div tag. So let's div class row, and let's come down here, and inside that we are going to add the column now. So we need to add 3 images on the large size of our browser, 2 images if we go back to tablet, and if there's going to be a mobile version of the website, there should be 1 image on the grid. So for that, let's just add a div tag, and we are going to add a class. I'll just say call large1 for now, and then inside that we will add an image. So to add the image, basically you simply open an image tag, and then inside the image tag you go src, and now we have assets folders, and let's add image number 1.jpg. Now these images are pretty large, but we will add one thing to fix that. We can add the alternative text as well, so let's say image 1. Let's save the file, and now let's look at the page for now. Let's refresh it, and there you go, we got the very large image. The original size of the image is pretty large. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code. To fix that, we can add something more called thumbnail from Bootstrap. So if we go back to Bootstrap documentation, and here we have this thumbnail. So in the thumbnail you need to add this inside the row, inside the column, and open the href or open the anchor tag, or inside the div tag use the class thumbnail. So let's do that. Now we are going to add, let's just say div class and thumbnail, and we will wrap the image inside that. Let's just save the file, Let's open the browser, let's refresh the page, and there we go. We got a nice border around our image, but right now we're using only one column out of 12 columns. So, but I wanted 3 pictures on the bigger web browser, let's say the computer size, the desktop size browser. So for that we go back to Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to change this to 4. So I want this image to take up to 4 columns out of 12. Let's just save it and let's look at it again, refresh the page, and there we go. We got the nice image there inside the thumbnail, and we can add another 2 images. Now let's go and do that for now. So we will add, let's just copy this, and we're going to paste this. I actually didn't copy that, so let's just copy that again, and let's just paste it one time. Second time we just need to fix up that indentation again, so let's just do that before we get to the next line. Let's just copy this div tag again, and let's just paste it again, and now we should see 3 images going across our browser. Let's just refresh the page, and there we go. We got the 3 images nicely organized within our thumbnail. Now let's go back to Visual Studio Code and let's change those images. So the first one is 1 JPG, second one we can give 2, and third 3. Let's just save the file and let's go and look at it one more time. Let's refresh it, and there we go. So the third image didn't show up. Why it didn't show up? We just have a look. So we in a div, column, thumbnail, it's fine, image tag, it's fine. Do we have that? Okay, we have that third image as in PNG, that's why. So we'll change the extension to PNG. Let's save it and let's go to the browser, let's refresh the page, and there you go. So we got 3 images, nicely done. Let's go back, and now we can just copy and paste these few times. First of all, let's just organize this into like a responsive image gallery first. So let's add rest of our images first, and then we will make it responsive. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to copy these images. I'm pretty sure that I've selected all the divs what I need. Let's just copy this and let's see that what is that div. So that's the div there, so we need to copy from here. Let's just copy these and let's just come to the next line and paste it 2 times. Now the first we have image 1, 2, 3, and then we can change that to 4 and 5. I'm pretty sure all the images got JPEG file extension. 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just save the file, and 9 doesn't have a PNG, so we are going to actually change that to JPG, and there must be one more here, number 6, JPG, and the third one was PNG actually. So let's save the file and we're gonna look at the browser now. Let's refresh the page and we should see 9 images going across. So alright, so there is a problem with our page here. We can see that this column here is pushing down these columns. So to fix this problem, it's very easy. You can use the Bootstrap class called clearFix. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code, and this is the image causing this problem. So after that image, you can just add a div tag class clearFix, and let's just close it. Let's save the file. I'm gonna go back to the page and let's refresh it, and it should fix the problem. Now we can see the problem has been fixed. Now let's work with the grid system. So if I just increase my browser size to mobile, as you can see, we're getting 1 column across, and on the midpoint we're getting 1 column as well. I want to fix that, so I want to make sure that I get about 2 columns when I go to the tablet size. So let's just fix that. Now we go back to Visual Studio Code, and with this class I'm going to press Control D on the Windows and Command D on the Mac, and then select all the instances and use the arrow key to write. Now I want to get this class call dash, and we will use the SM class instead of the ND class because it's going to automatically fix that for us. So here we can just say I want to keep that to 6, so 2 columns across. Now let's just save the file and let's look at our page. Let's refresh it, and then I'm going to decrease my browser size. So we have 3 columns now. So if I go down to the tablet version, and there you go, we got 2 columns now. And then if we go down to small, it stays that as a 2 column, but once we hit that SM or small, we get the 1 column there. So our site is fully functioning. Let's just change the size to mobile one more time, and on the top we can see we got this button here to pop up the navigation. So yep, our site is pretty much complete. We just need to customize the colors and like the jumbotron background color, navigation bar background color. Alright, so now let's just customize this web page a little bit. We're gonna change the color of navigation bar, change the background color for jumbotron. So let's look at that, how we do it. Like if you are familiar with CSS and HTML, then you should be watching this tutorial, and if you're not familiar with those, you might get confused about it. This is just targeting different classes to customize the background color. So let's go back to the code, and here first of all let's change the background color for navigation bar. So we have this class navigation bar dash default. That's what we can target in our own CSS file. So let's start dot navbar default, and inside that first of all we need to pick some colors. So let's just go to Adobe color picker, and here we have this yellow color. That's what I want to use for the navigation bar. It's up to you, your creativity, whether you want to use red, pink, whatever color you want to use. So let's just copy this and let's go back to the code, and here we'll just type background color, and let's just add hash to add a hexadecimal code for the color. Let's paste it, save the file, let's look at the page and refresh it, and we should see the yellow color at the background of the navigation bar. Now this is nice, and yep, and then we can just add the font color for these navigation links. So let's look at the class. So we have these menu items here. This is the ID we have for that. So what we can do, we can use this ID to target these fonts. If you're familiar with web development, you should be using Google Fonts. They got really amazing fonts, so we can use them as well. Let's just change the color to bold, font style to bold actually. So I'm gonna target these menu items, and let's see if it works. Or we can just use this unordered list, this class. Let's use this class actually. So let's copy this, let's go to style.css, and I'm going to target that class here. Oops, it's copied the whole lot. So I'm pretty sure, oh no, nav. Let me just go check the class again. So navbar dash nav. So navbar dash nav, and for that we can select the font family first. So let's just select one of the font family. So I'll choose Arial, and font style, and let's just use it has the normal oblique unset. We don't have the bold here. Let's change the italics. Just want to show you guys that how you customize the page. Let's look at the page now, and let's refresh the page, and there you go, we got the italic font. So now we can target any class in our HTML document, such as if you want to change the jumbotron. So let's just go to .jumbotron class, and let's just say background color Well, I want to give it black. Let's just give it black. Let's see what happens. And I'm gonna just use the color white. We need to show the font right. So let's just refresh the page and we should see the black color, and then we have the white for the text. Alright, so this is it for this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions about Bootstrap, let me know in the comments below. And trust me, Bootstrap is an amazing framework to lay out web pages very easily, and as you can see in this tutorial. So we'll do a few more project-based tutorials with using Bootstrap, HTML, CSS, but first we need to cover some of the Bootstrap documentation. So basically we are going to cover some JavaScript components and some more components of Bootstrap in the future videos. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Cheers.